finna start. All right, so let me go here. So we already talked about Tytus Howard on the last live. What's up, Kimby? Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. So remember in that live, I said I didn't know that much information about him, but based all the talks that has been going on about Mr. Howard in the last 48 hours, yes, Mr. Howard. Hey, much respect to him. They say that really Cleveland Browns is getting a steal for Howard. I see some of his highlights. I'm afraid to play him on this video because on this live, because I don't want to get a copyright, especially this is my first time using this software in conjunction with the live, but I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to talk my way through it. But here is some, if you don't know, and if you haven't seen his stats, let me go ahead and read. What did somebody say about Dylan Gabriel? Dylan Gabriel. Hold on. Let me go ahead and read. Let me go ahead and put some resume information up there for Mr. Tytus. Let's see here. So according to a lot of sources, per PFF, Tytus Howard among 2025 NFL O-line tackles with 1,000 snaps, right? So this is his resume with 1,000 snaps under his belt. He's tied first in terms of sacks. Do you know what that means, Vesters and viewers? If I'm reading this right, and if the stat is correct, that means his quarterback, because he's only played for the Texans, Houston Texans. That means whatever quarterback that has been behind him 1,000 times, once that quarterback take that snap, he has not allowed not one sack in 1,000 sacks. So we got a winner. When now I see why everybody said that when Cleveland got him for the 5th round pick, now I see why they said we got a steal. Then also in terms of pressures allowed, he's 4th in the NFL. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He's only allowed 26 pressures. The defensive tackles, defensive edges, the guards, noses to pressure that quarterback. Only 26 times out of 1,000 times. I'll take that. Tytus, welcome to Cleveland, Mr. Houston. Okay. In terms of the quarterbacks getting hit, he's tied for first. Okay. So they say 1, and he's tied 6th in pass blocking grade with a 76.7. Even if you put the O-line together, the old Cleveland Brown O-line, and we gonna talk about them too, I don't even think they could come up with a 76.7 grade. You hear what I'm saying? And I'm putting it on my chest. And look, if you haven't been in the comments today after I put this post out, me and Faith been eating up in the chat. Or maybe that was under another video. Why is Big Baby Cam Robinson still listed as a Cleveland Browns tackle, left tackle, right tackle? Just still on the roster. So we need to watch that and find out what's going on, because I thought all of the O-line, all the members on the O-line were gone. Their contracts was not renewed. They were the oldest in the NFL. So what are we doing? So listen, I'm going to say, because they did release Lucas, I didn't even know he was on the team. That's how crazy it is. We had a player by the name of, and this came out 22 hours ago when I took this screenshot. Browns are releasing old tackle Cornelius Lucas. Per source, move saves Cleveland around $2 million in cap. I didn't even know we had a Lucas on the roster. Did you know if you knew that we had a player by the name of Cornelius Lucas on the O-line, please put in the chat yes or no. Baby Cam Robinson. The only reason I can see he's still being on the Cleveland Brown roster, and this is just my opinion. This is not the opinion of my viewers. This is not the opinion this is the opinion of this channel, because this is my channel. But this is nobody's opinion except mine's, okay? The only reason I can see him staying put, if he got with Todd Monken, if he got with Andrew Berry, if he got with Jimmy Haslam, and he spilled the beans. Yes, the reason why I did this, please, this is off the record. The only reason I did what I did in 2025 because I was under pressure. Kevin Stefanski had me under pressure. Kevin Stefanski, I felt pressure by Kevin Stefanski, wanted us to do certain things. If that didn't happen, I don't know why Cam Robinson is still on the team. I only truly believe Cam Robinson is still on the team because he gave up the dirt for Kevin Stefanski and they're giving him grace and mercy. But we shall see, especially with this free agency coming in. Please make sure. Oh yeah, please make sure you hit the like button. Yeah, I cannot. I don't even see the like buttons on StreamYard. So it is what it is today. But Vestas, big baby Cam Robinson, 9-year vet, very slow. Now can't guard, can't protect Shedeur. He's still on the roster. So maybe he is what you call, maybe, I don't even want to say saving grace. I don't even know. Could he be an insurance policy? I don't know, Vestas. But we're going to continue to move on. But I don't know why big baby Cam Robinson is still on the team. I thought all of them had left. I thought their contract had ended. But we shall see, okay? But big baby Cam Robinson is still on the team. And did y'all hear from another O-line member? And I thought he was gone too. I don't know if he's gone too. His name is Shelly Harris. Did y'all hear that recent clip that he did on one show? I watched it several times. I watched his body language. I watched his eye contact. I just watched everything about him. And this is my first time seeing him actually outside of uniform. And he spoke very highly of Shedeur Sanders. And he said, I didn't even get the channel, but basically he was saying when somebody asked, so you've actually played with Shedeur Sanders. What is your opinion about Shedeur Sanders? What you don't like, Faith? I think, no, Amber, now you know more O-line members are coming. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I'm just confused on why big baby Cam Robinson is still there. So I'm pretty sure more. It has to be because Taylor's gone. They gone. Okay, we're gonna say they're gone, but big baby Cam Robinson is still on the roster. I don't know why. And I hope I'm misspeaking. I hope my facts are not correct, but from what I last saw, he's still on the roster. But getting back to Shelly Harris, he had spoke very highly of Shedeur Sanders, and he basically had said that he had very good work ethics. He said, if anything, if Deion Sanders did not do anything else with Shedeur Sanders, and guess what? This is also going to carry over to Shilo, and it should. He said, if anything, Deion Sanders implanted very good work ethics in Shedeur Sanders, and of course, Shilo Sanders. So hey, everybody on the panel was quiet as a mouse, because guess what? I wonder, since they call us a cult, since they call us Shedeurians, since they call us Shedeur Sanders Glazers, what they gonna call Shelly Harris? Are they gonna call him a cut? Are they gonna call him a Shedeur Glazer? And who was the other wide receiver? Corley just came out, spoke very highly of Shedeur Sanders. So are they Glazers? Are they part of the cut? Are they part of the Glazers? Are they part of the oh Lord, what were some of the other words they used to call us at the beginning of the season? Y'all know those words and labels. Are the players that actually be in the locker room with Shedeur Sanders? Are they going to label them the same thing? But hold your notes. We shall see. Let me tell you, we shall see. Shedeur works very hard. Yes. Yeah, Deion Sanders don't play. Listen, they can see how Deion Sanders is still working with those young men in Colorado, how he's pressuring them. And I did a little bit more investigating on that. So, once the news traveled around regarding Dom Ponder's passing, Coach Prime and the coaching staff allowed the team to decide if they wanted to practice or not. And the team was the one that decided to practice. And the way that the young man was practicing, I cannot wait to that spring game, even though it's offense versus defense. No, actually this year, Coach Prime allowed them to pick their own teammates in terms of like a mock draft. So I'm ready to see that, but I'm also ready to see for that first game, which is either August the 6th or the 5th. Guess who they playing first this year? Georgia Tech again, and they coming right here to Georgia. And depending on if the local high school has a game, I may head up to Georgia. And guess what? If that's the case, Vestas, You're gonna have a sideline on demand screaming opportunity to watch Coach Prime against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Now, to be honest, Vestals, now let me look at the camera. To be honest, Vestals, I'm gonna feel some type of way because Georgia Tech holds a special place in my heart for many, many reasons. But if I can make that work, I'm gonna try to make that work. Let me go ahead. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back here before to the next segment. Let me go here. Greeting. What's up, Evelyn? I'm floating through these screw tube sectors. I know you're thinking always. Hey, don't you see Evelyn investors? I got that. I got it working. So fingers crossed, and I'm praying to God, just maintain this scream until Friday when Comcast actually physically come to the door and say, guess what? We got your new equipment. So we shall see. But praises to God, he's going to hold us strong. Shedeur Sanders, 420. Oh, 420 Jenkins in here. Hold on. Let me go find her because we family in here. Hey, how you doing, 420? How you doing? Child, him and Miles. Don't I see him? I have to go. Oh, yeah. Yes. 420 says, have everyone seen Acho talking mess about Shedeur? See, he's about to have all of us come. Guess what? I'm not going no more. I'm not going no more on SpeakEasy. SpeakEasy, for some reason, I have subscribed from that channel. And I don't know if YouTube has a residue from when I used to subscribe to that channel. So it pops up on my timeline. Maybe YouTube thinking I accidentally unsubscribed to that channel. But I think it was one night or 2 nights ago. It pops up on my channel, 11 o'clock, midnight or whatever. And before clicking on the video, you can see I'm not going to say it. I'll put it like this. The audience that they had, even when Shedeur Sanders was playing week 13, 14, 15 or whatever, that audience is not there no more. People is tired of Emmanuel Acho just making up narratives just to have Shedeur Sanders out there in the thumbnail and in the title just for clickbait. That's all. I now know what the strategy is. He would put Shedeur Sanders' name in there intentionally in a derogatory manner just to have people come over there and bait us into the discussions, the comments, the lives. I'm not doing it no more. Acho can have that. Acho can have that. He's getting desperate. He's getting desperate. Let me go ahead. Okay, I have canceled Acho. Yes, click. Thank you. All he wants is clicks. I won't give him no more time. Yes. Faith, Don't see I was cussing. Oh, I don't know what it is. Listen, I don't know what it is. Mary Kay Cabot has a very unhealthy addiction to Shedeur Sanders. Emmanuel Acho has. All the Cleveland media pundits in Cleveland does. It's just a sickness. I'm just gonna call it a sickness. I don't know. I don't know if they're just stuck on that dimension, but we're gonna keep moving forward. G. Bush talks about the rage bait. I don't fall for it no more. I don't have time for it. And I told you, when I used to try to cut down on the narratives and try to refute the narratives, I was running my own self crazy. Mental health is important. Okay. So let's get on to Tyler. Because I got some information. There is a very known quarterback that tore up this combine, that ate up Mendoza, that ate up Ty Simpson. And I told you what the coach GM said about Ty Simpson doing the combine. We go get to that. This is just proof. I want to put it up there. Now, remember the last live, Tyler Linderbaum was number 4 on the list. And yesterday or the day before was the deadline for the NFL to put a franchise tag on any players they wanted to. The Baltimore Ravens did not put a franchise tag on Tyler Linderbaum. So guess what? He's free for the pickings. And guess who's you can't tell me the Cleveland Browns is not already talking to him and trying to work something out. Now, I will say this. I got to look more into the Cleveland Browns. And guess what? That popped before I hit a live. So I need to put that on my list because the NFL has released the cap information for each team. So that'll be the last thing I cover. We need to see what the cap space is for Cleveland for 2026. Because if they have already offered Tytus Howard 3 years, $62 million, I was surprised that number came out. We need to see what they could offer. Oh my, there's so many picks. I don't know how they're going to pay everybody. I'm sorry. We got enough going on in Cleveland right now. They better get rid of. Listen, yeah, and Patino. I heard Bertino wanted to retire, but somebody asked him to stay. I don't know. It's so many rumors, but this is the month. We shall see. We shall see. Let me see. So as you see, he is number 3 on this list. And they said a lot of people, they said the Chicago Bears is interested in Tytus. His name Tyler. No, dang, what is his name? I can't see it. Vestas, y'all see it. I think his name is Tyler. Lindenbaum. They said the Bears is interested in him. They said a lot of teams are interested in him. So as of now, his agent may be going through the numbers, crunching the numbers, who's going to offer what. But I will say this, the Cleveland Browns has an advantage over getting him as a free agent or signing him for an extension contract or new contract, because he already has this working relationship with Todd Monken, with George Warhawk, and all the other coaches that they pulled over from the Baltimore Ravens. So the only way I don't see him coming to the Cleveland Browns, if Cleveland just couldn't pay him what he was worth. So we should see Vestas. Well, no franchise tag. Let's see if we can still get Tyler. Moving on. Okay, I got one correction. So when I was trying to prove my point in the last live about the young man from the University of Michigan getting paid more than Shedeur Sanders, remember we went over that? And I called out Trinidad Chambers' names. I gave you the wrong name. The correct name of that young quarterback who is still getting paid more than Shedeur Sanders at the University of Michigan, his name is Bryce Underwood. So my bad, my correction. I had the context right. I just switched up the names, but I was trying to pull it out the air. Okay, so let's see here. That's what I'm saying. Okay, Vestas. Now we all talked about the Cardinals releasing Kyler Murray, and I don't hope Kevin Stefanski get him. Vestas, I'm so serious. I hope Kevin Stefanski does not get him, because I don't think the Cardinals even really gave him a fair chance. And let's say Kevin Stefanski does get Kyler Murray, and let's say he does make a trade for Dillon Gabriel. Is Kyler Murray, is he going to go through what Shedeur Sanders went through? Because Kevin Stefanski could use the excuse, well, I already worked with Dillon Gabriel, so we're going to start him off in 2026, and so that Kyler Murray. Now, mind you, hold on, I think Kyler Murray was actually a first-round pick. So really, Kevin Stefanski would not have any justification on putting Dillon Gabriel in front of a Kyler Murray if he got to that point. Okay, let me see what his round pick is. His draft pick was draft pick. But they are talking about, I just put up some more articles. They are talking about Kyler Murray may land in Atlanta. So look at this. Kyler Murray was the first overall pick in 2019. So Kevin Stefanski, with his narcissism, if this is true, he can pull over Kyler Murray. He still can ask Joe Flacco to come back as because Kyler Murray's a veteran. So why? He just need to leave Flacco alone. And Dillon Gabriel, I don't even want to speak that into existence, Vestas. So we need to pray that Kyler Murray lands into a better position than the Atlanta Falcons. Amen. Amen. If Andrew Berry doesn't fix the O-line, I'm blaming him. I don't think Andrew Berry is going to play with his employment this year. My only question is, why is Big Baby Cam Robinson still on the team? And I hope, like I said, Faith, I hope that I'm speaking wrong. I hope that I'm speaking wrong and I don't know all the facts. I'm praying that I don't know all the facts, and I hope that I'm misspeaking. Chris, hey, how they talks vested up? All the Vestas, we welcome you to the family. Yo, no matter who the coach was, this team just had too many holes. I don't think any coach truly would have been able to win last year. Just roll with SS. Yes, that's all we're saying. And yeah, I mean, they know, even Andrew Berry said the day after he fired Kevin Stefanski, the first positions that that they will aggressively focus on is the O-line. So Faith and everybody else, I'm pretty sure Andrew Berry's going to keep his word. Maybe there's a clause in Big Baby Cam Robinson's contract that says that if he was to be released, it has to be out there a certain date. Let's just pray something like that is going on. Or Big Baby Cam Robinson went to leadership and say, hey, the reason why I was playing like this is because of X, Y, and Z. like I said, maybe somebody came to him and said, hey, the coach needs you to do X, Y, and Z. We don't know. And remember, I suggested that. I recommended that to Jerry Jeudy weeks ago. If Kevin's, because he hurt his stats. If Kevin Stefanski allegedly told him to do something in order to hurt, had to, because them balls came straight to Jerry Jeudy. There's no reason for him to drop them balls. So if I was Jerry Jeudy, hey coach, hey new coach, hey Andrew, hey Jimmy, let me pull you on the side, please. This is off the record. This is what was going on. I was under pressure. I didn't know what to do. But we shall see. Jerry Jeudy only got 1 more year contract too, so we shall see. But Kevin is the ancient try to destroy black quarterbacks. Let me tell you one thing. Let's put it out there. If Kyler Murray goes to the Atlanta Falcons, we're gonna all agree that is his mission. There's no other justification. He's had Joe Flacco, he's had Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, Kenny Pickett. Matter of fact, hell, why the Raiders just don't go give him Pickett since he loved it Pickett? Why don't Kevin Stefanski ask Raiders to give? Because remember, the Cleveland Browns got Pickens for a 5th round pick, right? They gave the Steelers a 5th round pick for Kenny Pickett. So I'm pretty sure, even though Atlanta Falcons does not have a 1st round pick, I'm pretty sure they got a 5th round pick. They should go ahead and start making that move. Why give the black quarterbacks to Kevin Stefanski? Why? I'm sure Kevin. Hey, guess what? If he is, still, they have if they let Stefon Diggs go today and he was on contract, they easily can cut big baby Cam Robinson. Because I'm saying I didn't know that the NFL could cut players still on contract. I'm still learning about the ins and outs of the NFL. So we shall see. Let me keep going. I'm thought that he was only 1 year. Who are we, Chris? If we talk about big baby Cam Robinson, I thought so too. I thought that big baby Cam Robinson was at the end of his contract, and none of those players was coming back. But I'm hearing that big baby Cam Robinson is still on the team. That's why I'm putting this disclosure out there. I hope that big baby Cam. I hope that I don't have my facts right. I've put that disclaimer out there many times. I hope I don't have my facts right. So we shall see. But I hope. He was hot. Pickett is. Hey, I'd rather Kevin Stefanski. Nah, I am. But no, we can't say that. We got to do what Emmanuel Acho did in order to get Kevin Stefanski hired. We got to say the opposite to get Kenny Pickett to Atlanta versus Kyler Murray. We got to say that Pickett, we need to go out there on X and put the best quarterback that Kevin Stefanski should attempt to get is Pickett and leave Kyler Murray alone. No, we got to say Pickett is everything. Pickett is everything that Kevin Stefanski needs this year, the next year, and the next 4 and 5 years that Kevin Stefanski can keep a job in Atlanta. No. We need to say that Pickett is the best choice for Kevin Stefanski. I'm trying to tell you, if you were already agreed to hurt the team, yeah. All right, let me go ahead to the next one. We don't beat that horse. Let me see here. Oh, I want to talk about this. Hey, Vesters, do y'all remember when I talked about on day one, after the day one combine regarding Jerry Jones, right? And I said that when one of the Styles brothers was running, I looked up at the camera panned to Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones' eyes had popped out of his head. And I said this year he's going to focus on the defense. So why did Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco was talking about the same exact thing today? Hold on. Let me play this clip. I'm not going to play it on the screen because I don't want the internet to go out and then I go crazy. But let me go ahead and turn down this music, and I want to share with you this audio clip from Shannon Sharp and Emmanuel. I'm sorry. I got to get him out my system. Why did y'all do that? Why did y'all bring up Emmanuel Acho? Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. What they said about Jerry Jones today.
I like to start, you're right, now a hitchhike back to Dallas to win a Super Bowl. After 7-9-1 finish in 2025, Jerry promised changes. One change will be the team's approach in free agency. Jerry said, I would bet you that we'll spend more money in free agency than we have. He talked about Ocho. They're going to redo the contract, restructure contracts and see Tyler Smith, and Dak Prescott. That'll free $60+ million. Now, they also talked about doing something with the 3D tackles contract. That might free up another $20, $30 million. Now, you're going to have to overspend for George Pickens. We know that. You know that. I know that. You're going to have to overspend. But you should be okay with that. Mm-hmm. You brought a new, I think they're going to a 3-4. I think they're going to a 34 defense.
Right.
You can go whatever you want. You can go to a 34, you can go to a 25, you can go through a 3-3-5. You better have some help.
Now, of course, they're talking about salary cap. I wanted you to hear that it has been confirmed that Jerry Jeudy, and what we talked about last week is that Jerry Jones is focusing on defense this year. And guess what? Jones already said he is willing to spend above and beyond to get those defensive players, because Jerry Jones, all his motive is this year and all of everything that's motivating him. Jerry Jones, he says it every year. He wants to win a Super Bowl. But I really think this year he's serious about that, because they already got a pretty good offense, right? With Pickens, and I think they finna Lamb. They finna as Shannon just stated they finna renegotiate some contracts or restructure some contracts. So they finna make that money to pull in a lot of these rookies that we saw in the combine. And but continue to say it. What I physically saw in the combine this year, the defense was on fire. Everybody on the offense of the NFL need to be afraid about these young men coming out. So hey, Jerry Jones is excited. And this right here is just proof that, like I said, I didn't even know we had this player, but we're gonna keep moving. Now, I want to bring this up, Vestas. And then we're gonna go to something real special. You remember when I was trying to find the weaknesses that I saw on Priestkorn, another tight end that the Cleveland Browns currently have on the roster, and I couldn't find exactly what I wanted. Hold on, let me go to the chat because they moving and I don't want to skip nobody. I don't even know who Judas for Diggs. I don't even know who that is. 420. Yes, Amber Pickens is a MVP. Let Kevin Stefanski get Pickens and not Murray. Miss Nola had cracked. Yes, she cracked that code open last year. And did you hear? Well, I heard later after she brought that up and everything, I heard other big time platforms use some of her narratives and didn't give her credit. That's why every time I hear something from Nola, Miss New Orleans, I always shout her name out, because I saw big name platforms talk about the what it was, the 16-17 quarterback. How did Nola have it? 17 out of 32. The NFL didn't want to cross that threshold, and nobody shouted out that sister. So that's why I go above and beyond shouting her out, because I seen big platforms, 2 or 3 big platforms, use her talking points and then shout her out. Nasty work. Yes, ma'am, I remember that. The Browns can 10 him. Well, we should see, Chris. The Cowboys is my team. I just love Shedeur. Hey, just like 420 Amber, you can have other teams. 420 is a big Giant fans, but I guess she found us trying to support Shedeur. So you could do that, Amber. Just know, Amber, if the Cleveland Browns ever play the Cowboys, we're gonna need you to make your decision. For that, if we ever play the Cowboys, we're gonna need to know what side you're gonna be on, so we'll know how to address you. Okay, that's the only thing that I want you to tell us. Root for your team. Yeah, root for your team. I'm from Cleveland. Oh, you're actually from Cleveland, like Evelyn is. Okay, been there my whole life, 40 years. I just want to win. I don't care how you do it. Chris, listen, you are, and I'm going to say this as a new Cleveland Browns fan, you are an exception, because I don't know what's wrong with y'all media pundits. Even some of y'all fans, they didn't want Shedeur Sanders there. Now, a lot of them have changed because they saw what he was doing down the stretch of the season, but you are unique. So thank you for being open-minded. But I'm pretty sure they still anybody but Shedeur. They gonna run themselves. I ain't gonna say, we talked about the media before. That's going to be tough. C and a Brown get Diggs and Jeudy. And seeing Jeudy to New England. I don't think nobody's going to trust. So I said this before, so let's put it out again. What if Jerry Jeudy even asks for a trade? What quarterback wants to play with Jerry Jeudy, knowing so let's just say they didn't care about the Shedeur Sanders saga. But what quarterback wants to throw a missile to Jerry Jeudy knowing that he's not going to catch it? So so Drake may play with Jerry Jeudy, but who else is gonna? I wouldn't even throw to Jerry Jeudy because I'm gonna give him a perfect ball and he will not be able to catch it. He won't be able to catch it. I don't think nobody. Kevin Stefanski may. Somebody did bring that up in another live. Kevin Stefanski may want Jerry Jeudy. I don't know. We shall see. This is March Madness, NFL style March Madness. Okay. Anybody but Shedeur. Yes, I root for whoever wears my colors. Okay, Mr. Butterfingers. Jerry Jeudy, Mr. Butterfingers. Man, nah. Now, I will say this. I will say this. Maybe it really is something wrong with his hands, because before Shedeur Sanders got out there, I think he was in the top 3, top 5 wide receivers that drop balls. So maybe something wrong with his hand. Maybe he don't have. I didn't know this existed. Shannon Sharp has talked about this. Ocho Cinco has talked about this. Debo and Joe has talked about this. They said some wide receivers' hands are not made to catch the ball. They bounce off of them. They hard. Maybe that's what Jerry Jeudy weakness is. Maybe he just don't have the hands to catch the balls. I don't know, but we do know this. He's definitely a Jag. And if he wasn't a Jag before this year, he's definitely a Jag after 2025. And we shall see. Kevin Delegated. Yes, I'll let them all go. Let them all go. Let them all go. Yep, send Judas to Kevin Pickett. Yes, the Cleveland Browns should be working on a package deal. Dillon Gabriel, hey, 3rd round. Okay, so that's some weight. And give him Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, it actually could work out because Dillon Gabriel on resume is a 3rd round pick that holds weight. So who knows, the Cleveland Browns and Atlanta Falcons may be working out something behind the scenes. And if so, God bless them. We'll give them Jerry Jeudy, Dillon Gabriel for, I'll take whoever Atlanta gives us just to get rid of Dillon Gabriel and Jerry Jeudy. I'm glad Bucky was not around when Judas was clapping for. What 420 on said? Oh, okay. Well, every time I see at 420, I get nervous. I get scared. I think 420 on dropped the nugget. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I got to go research. But hey, we shall see. We're going to keep our ears to the ground because this is March. And guess what? There is a free agency frenzy going on behind the scenes. Next Monday is the 9th, early negotiations. And next Wednesday, this time here, Vestals, I will make it my business to go live because it's going to be so much information coming about free agencies. And I definitely want to see what free agencies have went to the Cleveland Browns and what team has offered Shilo Sanders, our beloved nephew, an opportunity to play in the NFL this time, next Wednesday. And if I got to come on late at 7 o'clock, I'm going to come on late, but I'm going to have some information for you. But just know, early negotiations, we may even start getting nuggets and little peeps here and there on Monday because early negotiations can actually take place on Monday. So we shall see. We shall see, Vestals. Atlanta not feeling. Listen, it's too late. They got him now. And all Atlanta need to do is blame, what's his name? Blank? Arthur Blank, I think that's his name. If that ain't his name, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And Matt Ryans did that to Atlanta. Now, that, believe it or not, if you haven't followed Atlanta before, this is not the first time that Matt Ryans have set Atlanta on fire in the wrong way. Tony Talks Vested Up. What you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Come on, Vesters. You know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is exactly what Tony Talks Vested Up is talking about. Matt Ryans have did Atlanta Falcons wrong before. Let me tell you, Matt Ryans, if you didn't know, he used to be the after Vic, I think Matt Ryans was the next quarterback for Atlanta Falcons. If not, he was the second or third after Vic left. I think it was Super Bowl something. Well, Atlanta and Tom Brady Patriots were in the Super Bowl that year. Matt Ryan's had, I'm going to say what the score was. They was up 21 points going into the half, or 28 points going into the half over the Patriots. Tom Brady even said he knew that the Patriots had lost the game, that Super Bowl, right? Why did the Patriots come back and win? Now, I will say this, a lot of it did fall on the defensive coordinator. He got fired the very next day across all media outlets. Whoever that DC was fired. But still, Matt Ryan's and he couldn't really play. Hey, guess what? I'm finna get to this right here. A whole soap opera. Listen, I thought that the postseason was gonna be boring for the NFL. This is where all the dirt come out. This is where report cards come out. We'll never see that again. But this is where the dirt come out. Hold on. I want to get to the salary caps, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let you go after I play these clips from this Hall of Famer, this legendary quarterback in college and the NFL. Hold on. I want to see the cap. I'm just reading the headlines. They have not stated why they have released Stefon Diggs. They just said the New England Patriots have informed wide receiver Stefon Diggs that he will be released next Wednesday. They actually gave him a date, effectively next Wednesday. Let's see here. I want to go to the cap, and then I'm going to go to my final segment. Cleveland Browns. And like I said, this just came out before the live, so I'm sorry. I could not, Bro, let me talk about him. So this right here, let me talk about him. His name is Caden. I told y'all this was going to be all over the place, but I'm going to make this quick. This is one of the tight ends that Kevin Stefanski picked up after getting bounced around the NFL. I found his weaknesses. Let me go ahead, Vestas. Let me go ahead and give y'all his weaknesses. This is what caught me off guard and said, what was Kevin Stefanski doing when he's supposed to have been a head coach, and why they were selecting these players? Now, this is exactly what my research said about, what's his name? Caden Preston. Whew. It says his pass protection and power as a blocker was cited as a weakness by draft analyst Lance Zenderland, right? And this right here was May 8, 2025. Then it also says his two highest graded games as a run blocker came against lower competition. And based off the schedule that came out, even though we don't have no date, this year's roster or this year's schedule for the Cleveland Browns, we may have one or two low competitions, but that tight end need to get better. But no, Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam, along with Todd Monken, need to go out there and draft 3, 4, 5 tight ends, especially in undrafted free agency. Now, this is something else about him. Now, this came from the NFL, and this was regarding Caden Priestkorn's draft and combine prospect before being undrafted free agent, because he did not get drafted, okay? This says, the question was asked, is Caden Priestkorn good? It said, Priestkorn has the size and frame of an inline tight end, but he lacks the grit and the blocking ability to two-man that spot in the NFL right now. What? So now it makes sense why he got bounced around across 4 teams in the same year. Kevin Stefanski, out of all teams, picked him up. Most of his catch production came from scheme or zone beaters. Listen to this. He's sluggish in his routes and lacks the separation talent to get open against NFL man coverage. I didn't say it. NFL said it. That came from an NFL website, www.nfl.com. And this is who Kevin Stefanski. Tight ends. O-lines, tight ends. I think we actually need more help in the tight end room versus the wide receiver, right? Because we do got Conklin. We got an Isaiah Bond. We got Jerry Jeudy as a wide receiver 3. I'm calling it and making it happen. And you know we finna get Tate or a Zachariah Branch So we need to focus on that tight end. Oh, my. Okay. I'm going to come back to that, Faith, because guess what? Debo and Joe, they said something last week that I didn't share with y'all because I was focused on the combine. So hold on, let me put that out there. Debo and Joe comment about the NFL. They say something else is coming down the line. Yeah, they say it's coming down. Something's coming down the line. All right. So let me take him off the screen because we already talked about him. Let's see him. Go ahead and put my nephew up there. All right, so we'll talk about him. Check. Let's see him. Check. Hold on, this is something else. Okay, yeah, this right here was also about Priestkorn. I'm glad I got visuals up there. Let me find that. All right. Much like few other undrafted free agents, one of the main reasons Priestkorn's name was not called during the NFL draft was athleticism. His 4.77 40-yard dash would have given him the sixth worst mark at the NFL Combine. I think he got drafted, let's say, I don't know. I don't care really to be. It says if he was invited. Okay, if he was invited. His relative athletic score ranks near the dead center of all tight ends since 1987. Once again, Besters, what was Kevin Stefanski thinking about? You know what? Let me calm down because I already know the answer, Besters. This is what Kevin Stefanski, and I hope y'all see that. Please let me know you see this article because you know I'm not lying on this particular young man, old man. I don't know of his age, but based off these picks, based on how Kevin Stefanski operated in the quarterback competition, based off the losing records that Andrew Berry was taking all the shots for Kevin Stefanski, this tells us everything we need to know about Kevin Stefanski if we didn't know it before. Kevin Stefanski is not a head coach. Kevin Stefanski is not a head coach. Do y'all remember what Cam Newton had stated when he ran down his whole entire resume regarding Kevin Stefanski? Because Kevin Stefanski, only other team that he's been associated with before the Browns was the Vikings. At the Vikings, he started out as a tight end coach. Maybe that's why they say that Kevin Stefanski is most comfortable with tight ends, because he started out with tight ends. But as we see, based off these picks, these players he had signed undrafted free contracts, he don't know what he's doing as a head coach. There's not going to be any success in Atlanta with Kevin Stefanski as the head coach. He's not a head coach. Kevin Stefanski is not a head coach. I don't even see him as being an OC. You know why I said it with my chest Vesters? It's because we've seen Kevin Stefanski twice had to give up play calling duties. He don't even know what plays to calls in situations. And they said that Shedeur Sanders can't read defense. Well, Kevin Stefanski couldn't read defense either, because if he was an efficient head coach, offensive coach, let's say when the Baltimore Ravens lined up in a certain defense, he would have called the plays that would have been more productive against the defense. Mind you, Kevin Stefanski has a 4.66 winning record as the head coach as the Cleveland Browns. Y'all remember I went over that? Raheem Robinson now, hold on. Remember I brought that up when I went over Jim Short's head coach record. Remember, I didn't know that Jim Shorts was a head coach in the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna say in the Detroit Lions. And now I said, thank you, God, Cleveland Browns did hurt his feelings and did not give him the head coach position, because Jim Schwartz's record was worse than Kevin Stefanski. Jim Schwartz's winning record was a .76. Kevin Stefanski winning records was a 4.66. And most of that is due to when Joe Flacco was brought back in 22 or 23. If you take that year away from all those games from Joe Flacco. Kevin Stefanski. Who Vestas? Who Vestas? Let's see what's going on in the comments. It's going to DM. Exactly. It was going to DM Deion Sanders. That's why they hate Deion Sanders, because they thought he was going to start getting all the players. And he did. Deion Sanders did get all the players. And we saw what the play was. The play was, well, since Deion Sanders is getting all of these great players away from all the SEC and all the other conferences, they said, well, okay, since we can't beat Deion in terms of recruiting, we'll just make our statement after the fact. Well, Tony Talks Vested Up, what is after the fact? The after fact is decided to also, along with Shedeur Sanders' draft slide, those players slid in the draft too. So that's why Jordan Tyson now, he's getting first round nods and projections. That's why Colton Hood is getting first round draft and projections. That's why the NFL invited none of Coach Prime players from last year to the combine. And that's why we lost 30 to 32 players to the portal, because they saw that the NFL was not giving none of those players invite, not even to the combine. And the year that Shedeur Sanders, Shilo Sanders, because Shilo didn't even get an invite, but the year when Shedeur Sanders went to the combine, Jimmy, Travis, and LeJounte Wester, it was only 4. And they had a 9-4 record. And even that year, they only invited 4 Colorado players. So that means that since Deion Sanders has been with Colorado, because it was 2 years with Shedeur Sanders and Travis, then 1 year without them, you mean to tell me in 3 years, they have only invited 4 Colorado Buffalo players to the combine? We got issues. So we should see what this year is going to happen with the Colorado Buffaloes. But I told you, I watched the combine every day. And when they showed Jordan Tyson and when they showed Colton Hood, they didn't show them not one clip in a Colorado Buffalo uniform. So we should see what message they send after this year here. Okay, Faith, they probably thought that Deion Sanders was trying to start a new league. Kevin Stefanski's head saboteur, yes. They keep saying it 2 times. Oh, let's talk about that. Donna. That's what I forgot to bring up in the live 2 nights ago. So I was teasing y'all about, I'm like, Vestas, y'all don't know how Kevin Stefanski got 2-time coach of the year. Well, this is when I was watching. No, I think G. Bush put this on his own platform. I think it was late October or early November. G. Bush let the cat out the bag, or maybe it was mid-November, right? But it was definitely before December. Well, G. Bush had let the cat out the bag. G. Bush had stated that coaches, or let's say NFL owners, do not pick coach of the year. It's the Associated Press that picks coach of the year. So that's why Kevin Stefanski won 2 almost back-to-back. Nobody from the NFL picks coach of the year. The Associated Press picks coach of the year. I even Googled it. The Association Press picks coach of the year. Basically, the media chooses the coach. The media chooses the coach of the year. That's it, Vestas. That's it. Okay. And we'll keep pushing. Yes, Ken Dorsey did do better when he left the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. So we shall see, Vestas. Let me see what y'all go put in the chat based on what I just said. I believe that they can see that this time make a move behind the scenes. Yes, speak it, Tony. Amen. Amen. They are devils. Deion got an eye for the players. Yes. Yeah, and this is how we know that Deion Sanders and his recruiting team knows how to pick quality players, because Travis Hunter, first round, they can't take that from him. Shedeur Sanders, supposed to be a first round, they can't take that from him. Jordan Tyson about to be a first rounder. Colton Hood about to be a first rounder. And I think some of the wide receivers, I really think Jimmy Horn or LaJohntay was supposed to have been a first rounder. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. And Deion Sanders at least supposed to have a lot of second rounders, third rounders, easy. Right. That's why I say it may not be my merit. Yes. Oh, 8 players. Yes, I did bring that up. 420. Yes. 8 players are in the NFL, but a whole lot more should have been in there. All the ones that had to go to Canada, all the ones that had to go to XL, UXL, all the other leagues, all them players should have been. All them players was NFL caliber players. And we're going to see what's going to happen. Xavier Weaver got invited to the combine. He didn't participate because he was injured. Oh, thank you for that, Peter. Okay, because Xavier Weaver was a year. Okay, but still, that was only one, right? I think Xavier Weaver, maybe somebody else got invited that year, but still, that was only 1 or 2 the first year. It wasn't a buttload of players that I recall. But thank you for bringing that up. And I think Weaver getting invited to the combine, he still was an undrafted free agent. Remember? Weaver was an undrafted free agent. The Cardinals picked him up. That's bogus press. Yeah. I still don't see how they got Cody with the media voting. Is that, well, yeah. Oh, coach of the year. Yeah. Who knows? Absolutely. Okay. Facts. Okay. I think I finished red. Okay. Oh, and let me just go ahead and finish this right here. His time speed will also make it. Now, let's talk about the tight end that Kevin Stefanski had. Let me go ahead and read it. Had picked up last year. Going back to the second to the last sentence in the first paragraph. His relative athletic score ranks near the dead bottom center of all tackles since 1987. On paper, his athleticism does not wow scouts. His time speed will also make it difficult to break away from linebackers on Sunday. It also hurts his ability to run away from defenders. Despite his size, Priestkorn also has been marked for going down on contact too easy. He falls down just like big baby Cam Robinson. Contact falls. Let's do better. Andrew Berry for the tight end room, and I think that's what's gonna happen. Okay, let me go ahead and take that off the screen. Let's go ahead and take that off the screen. Let me make sure I have talked about everything until I play these clips. I want to go look at their cap real quick because, like I said, this just came out before I got online investors, and then I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna hold you long. NFL cap, salary cap. 2026. Okay, we can talk about this. All right, the Cleveland Browns face challenging 2026 salary cap situation while projection placing them around $19.5 million to $25 million over the $301.2 million league-wide cap. Deshaun Watson massive $80 million cap hit. Yeah, hit is a primary driver, though the team can curate substantial space through contract reconstruction. Here go for Watson and Ward. This is why, and I alluded to this in 2 other lives, this is why there were talks about this Denzel Ward being traded because of that cap space. As of now, they are trying to do their best to compensate for this 20 to 25 million over budget, basically. And now, if I was Deshaun Watson, hypothetically, if he wanted to be a good sport, but still, we talking about business. But just say he wanted to be a good sport, he could probably allow them to restructure this last year, because it is the last year, just to get the right players in there for O-line and tight end. Hey, but guess what? It's business. Deshaun Watson may say, no, I'm finna ride out with these 80 million over cap space, and I'll see you later, NFL world, and walk away with 230 million. That's his prerogative. Or he could say, well, guess what? I'm not gonna give you the 80 back, but I give you 30 back, and I keep 50, and we'll call it even, just to get players in there. I don't know, but hey, it's possible with the cap space. And as what's his name, David Njoku, with him walking away, that cleared up 10. So we shall see. Okay, so the total salary cap for all teams that wasn't increased was $301 million. Cleveland is over 19 to 25 million. So these are the top cap hitters. Oh, Myles Garrett, they're not going to touch. Ooh, Joe Bettino. Okay, so here you go. Deshaun Watson, 80 million. Denzel Ward, 32 million. Myles Garrett, 24 million. Joe Bettino, 23 million. You mean to tell me that Joe Bettino got paid 23 million last year for that trash? Joe Bettino, you know what? Joe Bettino got paid 23 million last year for that trash. 23 million? Yeah, nah, he's a god. Nah, Spencer Frano need to come on in here as that rookie. They need to let Joe Bettino go, and they can clear a lot of this cap space. Oh, girl, I just looked up why Steffon. Why he got fucked? Okay, hold on. Will Shepherd went to the combine, but remember, yes, he went to the combine. Remember, he didn't get drafted. Will Shepherd still was an undrafted free agent, and a lot of people had him going first or second. So thank you for reminding me of Will Shepherd. Thank you so much. Thank you. He got picked up. Tampa Bay, they released him, and I think he went to someone else. But he got undrafted free agents, and I think he was elevated at least once or twice game this year by the Packers. So we shall see what goes on with him too. So thank you for that, Peter. Diggs is facing charges of felony strangulation, suffocation, and misdemeanor assault, and battery stemming from. Oh, that's why they let him go. Personal misconduct, huh? That's why. Well, there it is. Vestas. I forgot about that case. Vestas. I forgot about that case. Huh. I forgot. All right, let me go ahead and clean my board, and let you hear what this young man here, this special young man here said about this year combine. Here we go, Vestas. This is the main event.
Arch Manning, high ceiling. Fernando Mendoza, high ceiling. Mm-hmm. You got now Ty Simpson is not like you're not pressured to pick him in the first 2 rounds. No. Ty Simpson could be your Kirk Cousins, huh? A Russell Wilson. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you develop him in training camp and you bring him on slow. It's not a first. He's going to a team that's already ready to win. We just had an injury or insufficient play at the quarterback position, but our defense is good. We've shown that from the year past. See, when you say franchise quarterback means that day one you're going to be expected to start. Mm-hmm. Ty, day one. Mr. Drew Alar. Mr. Garrett Nussmeier. Carson Beck. He got the most experience. Yeah. But
So I should have framed this clip before I played it. So basically, they started talking about all the quarterbacks in the combine this year. And basically he said, out of all the talent, he don't see no first rounders. He don't see no franchise quarterbacks. He just don't see it. And listen, Cam Newton, I see him as an authoritative figure in terms of NFL quarterbacks and collegiate quarterbacks, because we already know who Cam Newton is. And if Cam said it, and if this is assessment on this quarterback class, I believe it. And I told you, I watched the combine, and besides Taylon Green, that young man, that's the only one that everybody should be talking about going first round. And I told you what the Colts general manager said about Ty Simpson. Well, how did the coach manager get, GM gets there? Well, remember, that's where the combine was held, and that's where the NFL draft is going to be held in the Indianapolis Coach Stadium. The GM was asked about Ty Simpson. He said point blank that he would not pick up Ty Simpson, especially in the first round, because he doesn't have the experience. He's only started 15 games in his collegiate year. So hold on.
Guys aren't good enough, but let's really go and give a real critique of these players. Fernando Mendoza, respectfully, was not the real reason why the Indiana Hoosiers was in the national championship. Yeah. Some even said that this was the weakest Heisman campaign ever.
They was, yeah.
These are all reports that I'm just repurposing. Let's go down to Ty Simpson. It was more potential than promise, because let's look back during this college football year when they played Alabama, or when Alabama played Florida State.
Yeah.
He's potentially going to be the second quarterback off the board. Now, I can't put all blame on Ty Simpson, because the truth of the matter is Alabama wasn't what we thought the standard of Alabama to be.
They got some bad day in them. I don't know.
They got Coach DeBoer and not Coach Saban leading them. So now I can't really say that we've seen the best of Ty Simpson. But he going potentially first round. Oh, let's keep going. Carson Beck. Carson Beck was supposed to be in the league 3 years ago.
But that boy retired.
The boy was so
from his
old.
day job in college.
The boy was so old he could have taught a college course.
Boy got Social Security in college, boy. That boy retired.
The boy was so
from
old.
his day job in college.
The boy was so old he could have taught a college course.
Boy, hey.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Hold on, there's one more clip, Vestas. One more clip. I think it's this one.
At the New Orleans Saints in last year's draft.
Oh, hold on, y'all. What Cam Newton is about to say blew my mind. So, you know, Cam Newton, even he knows what goes on behind the scenes, and you know, people talk behind the scenes, especially if you're in the NFL, you get to hear those things that us as the regular viewers and fans don't get to hear. So take this in consideration when you hear what Cam Newton is about to say. Just know that I'm pretty sure Cam Newton got this from reliable, yeah, Peggy is crazy, reliable sources, okay, because remember, we were scratching our head, how did the Saints choose Tyler Show and not Shedeur Sanders? Well, here's the play. I think this whole part of the segment was that Arch Manning had messed up this year combine because he pulled out of it. He really wasn't what everybody thought it was. And see, a lot of people didn't draft Shedeur Sanders, quote unquote, last year because they thought that Arch Manning was coming out this year. So, and they wanted Arch Manning to be their quarterback. But because Arch Manning didn't come out, they basically got stuck. And one of those teams that shot themselves in the foot was the Saints. Listen to what Cam Newton just said, and you know he knows what he's talking about. And there's an S word, 6-letter S word. I want you to hear what Cam Newton said it was.
That the New Orleans Saints in last year's draft didn't pick Shedeur because they said, whoa, we don't feel confident on all the quarterbacks. We're going to pick Tyler Shuck, huh? Mm-hmm. And he got one of the all-time greatest combine memes ever for a quarterback. They took him because they said, whoa. We got to play chess. We got somebody that's potentially about to come out. The boy from New Orleans. Mm-hmm. His family stay in New Orleans. His granddaddy played for New Orleans. It's set up, boy, you would have had somebody that's potentially about to come out. The boy from New Orleans. Mm-hmm. His family stay in New Orleans. His granddaddy played for New Orleans. It's set up, boy, you would have had that. You couldn't even make a doggone 30 for 30 or a doggone Disney movie or a Pixar or any type of movie could have compared to that storyline. And at one point at a time, the New Orleans Saints was the worst team in the league. Then they said, hold on. He ain't that? let's start winning some games. Let's go on to push back. Let's go on to give it to Vegas. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have that.
Did y'all hear the word that Cam Newton had said? It was all a setup. Now, he may not have meant the word setup like I took it as collusion, but who knows? But we do know, 420. But we do know that there's no way that Tyler Shope should have went ahead of Shedeur Sanders. There's no way that any of them quarterbacks, Jackson Dart, should have went ahead of Shedeur Sanders, because it was between 1 and 2 that Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward would go 1 and 2. So Vestas, I'm trying to tell you, these NFL ex-players, they be talking, and all you got to do is listen and put the pieces together. Collusion. It was set up. But you know what? We're going to see Shedeur Sanders play Tyler Shope this year too. So that's also going to be a good one. And as somebody said in the last live, it's going to be Shedeur Sanders' revenge tour in 2026. It is what it is, Vestas. All right, let's open up the floodgates and see what's going on in the chat, because I've covered everything I wanted. Oh, and guess what? Anytime I see anybody in any social media platform talks about Mendoza, I'm going to say it would. Hold on, did I play that one that Cam spelled it out the reason why they won? Well, it basically said it wasn't because of Mendoza. It was basically because of the veterans on the team. It was because of the offense, the defense, the special team, and the veterans on the field. Why nobody ain't gonna say that? But they ain't gonna say that. They want to give it all to Mendoza. And they can have it, because as we said, even if Mendoza go first, without an O-line, he's going to be Shedeur Sanders, just like Dylan Gabriel and Dark, just like Carson Beck. They're finna enter into a world where that O-line is so critical, and if you don't have it, you're going to get sacked and get possibly put on a concussion protocol, just like Jackson Dart did 5 times and Dylan Gabriel got put on once this year. So there it is, Vestas. There it is. But if Mendoza go first, hey, I hope he's ready. I hope he's ready. I love Peggy. Yeah, Peggy is crazy. Cam be tripping everybody every night and then. No, Cam is tripping all the time now. Peter, that is true. Mendoza may not go first. We shall see. Yes, collusion is running rampant. Setup indeed. That's what I see. I like y'all Vestas, because y'all definitely be listening to everything I said. Set up. They sure do. Yes, they know. The Shedeur revenge. They think Mendoza is the next. Listen, out of all the quarterbacks, and I hope somebody on 4-1 see my comment, they need to give Taylon Green some shine. Taylon Green. I was arguing with someone in the comments today when I put my comment out there about Taylon Green under that 4-1 video, and they go tell me Taylon Green was iffy. Well, I said, well, hold on now. I said, if you really listen to the video and not responding to my comment, based off the video, Cam Newton and Peggy basically said that definitely everybody, that their name was iffy. So what is the discussion about? All I'm saying is, based off my opinion of watching the combine and not just the highlights, Taylon Green is serious. Taylon Green. Taylon Green should be the first quarterback coming off that board this year, and we shall see. That's what I'm saying. Mendoza may not be able to stand up to that pressure. That's what I'm saying. They've had it sweet because they've had an O-line. Just like Dylan Gabriel. He had an O-line at Oregon, but you saw how he was running and was getting sacked by the Steelers. They didn't take no mercy on Dylan Gabriel. And y'all remember when they went over to the sideline after they hit Dylan Gabriel 6 to 8 times, and they went over to the sideline and was telling Captain Stefanski, I want Shedeur. They meant that. They were playing with faith. They're going to continue to make, okay, when you're O-line to 30. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Cleveland Browns had the last ranking O-line last season and the oldest O-line last year. They got to get younger. And listen, even if they keep Chris, I don't know if you're still in here, but Chris, even if they keep Big Baby Cam Robinson this year, based off the speeches that these edges are coming out from college this year, 4.51, 4.53, 4.45 this, 4.5 this. Big Baby Cam Robinson 40 speed when he was a younger man was only 5.8. He couldn't even keep up with the edges. Y'all remember when I highlighted Joe Tyron Senyoka? Remember, he was the only player that the Browns traded last year to the Chicago Bears. The same young man that Myles Garrett was mentoring. They gave him to the Chicago Bears. And did you see how he was coming around Big Baby Cam Robinson? Cam Robinson couldn't even handle Joe Senyoka. And what is Big Baby Cam Robinson going to do with these young men coming out of college this year? Stand still and stand slow and flop and pretend to get hurt. And I'm putting it out there. They need to go ahead and let him. They need to go ahead and let him go ahead and retire. Big Baby Cam Robinson. Trying to tell you, look, Vest, I'm trying to tell you, Cam Robinson, he shouldn't even want to continue to play in the league. He should not want to continue to play in the league with the speed coming out. He can't hold them. Afraid they're going to make excuse. Remember Dylan Gabriel? Okay. Yeah, okay. That was Mary Kay Cabot that gave him that line title. But Shedeur Sanders is really the supercomputer. And we're going to leave it like that. Right, the supercomputer. Man, get out of here. Dylan Gabriel is a mainframe out there on that field. If y'all don't know what the mainframe is, y'all seen that movie Hidden Figures with Taraji P. Henson and oh my gosh, what a name. Oh gosh. Oh, and the other two ladies, Janae Monáe and my other lady. Oh my gosh. Oh, y'all knew exactly what I'm talking about. Them big old computers they was working on in back then the 1960s and the 1970s, probably earlier than that, was called mainframes. Now she lied. Dylan Gabriel was the mainframe of the NFL of the Cleveland Browns, not the supercomputer. Not the supercomputer. Peter, I know these Indiana players was old. Yeah, they was veterans. Because I heard, what's his name? Sinelli? Sinelli, was that the coach's name? So Sinelli, one thing about him, and I think a lot of other people are going to follow his lead. He didn't go out and get like 4s and 5s. He went out and got 2s and 3s and men that was much older, because he saw how the younger guys was responding to the pressure and team and practice and stuff. He said that the older players had a better mindset regarding approaching the game in practice and the whole, aspect about being a team member and a team player. So yeah, he had older guys mostly on the field. That's what we're talking about of Mendoza. And the only reason I'm talking about him because they won a championship. That's the only thing Mendoza really has on Shedeur Sanders. He won a championship. We went over them stats. Shedeur Sanders blew Mendoza out the water. And guess what? This year, let the Raiders go ahead and play foolish. Let Tom Brady go ahead and pick up a Mendoza to try to get back at Shedeur Sanders. They gonna skunk him. Oh, I just showed my age. Never mind. Let me get back to these chats. Cam Robinson must go. He gonna have to go because he can't keep up. Cam Robinson cannot keep up. Peter, yes. Val C, they had they got wives and children. They don't have time to be out there. Remember the Colorado Buffalo players? They was missing curfew, didn't return back off the bye. Remember they didn't play. Coach Prime does not play that. He said that they were more focused on their likes and their social media platforms. And I tried to tell them young men, I said, look, you're trying to go into the NFL. You have aspirations to go into the NFL. But just know when you're going in the NFL, you're going against grown men with grown men muscles, grown men financial responsibilities, grown men that have something to prove. It's a different world. And Mendoza is about to experience that. He's going against grown men with grown men muscles, got families, wives, children, and great financial responsibilities, and they trying to maintain their contract and their position. The only thing that worked out for Diggs is that he's guaranteed $20 million. And what if he never come back to the league? Do you know how much money he's blown? And he thought that he was going to live off this contract and the next contract. And guess what? That $20 million that's guaranteed, he's probably going to have to pay about 10 or 15 of it to lawyers just so they can probably settle out of court. And will he come back in the league? We shall see. We shall see, Vestas. This stuff is real. Exactly. That's why I read he won the championship. Yeah, but everybody make it seem like Mendoza is the next coming. I'm trying to tell you, Coach Prime put fines out. Yes, Coach Prime did put fines out to those young men, and good. He said, because if you're getting paid, I can fine you. Okay? Right. And they just trying to keep they trying to keep, they don't got time to be playing with these young men. That let them come out. I seen one thing about this combine that I watched. I'm gonna see besides, and there he was an O-line. Oh no. He was a defensive tackle. His name is Lee Hunter. Only reason I remember his name because of Travis Hunter, and he's one of the top prospects out of college in terms of defensive tackle. And he showed his personality. He has a very good personality. You know, he was messing with the camera and everything, but you could tell on the field he was a beast. But besides that young man, if they invited 319, let's say 250 came, right? That actually came, even if they worked out or not. Besides him, I didn't see no other young man playing around like that. All of them were locked in because they know if they do well, their stock is going to go up. If they mess up, it may go down. But all of these young men were locked in. The only time I seen them laugh and play around when it was time to laugh and play around. But on that field, they were locked in. So, hey, it is what it is. I laughed when Shedeur's shirt got ripped to make a touchdown. I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. Yeah. And I think, and you know who handed him back the piece of that shirt? The referee was the one that walked up to Shedeur Sanders and handed him the piece of his shirt back. Even the referee's like, young man, here's your shirt back. And Shedeur Sanders took it off. I would have saved that shirt. If I was Shedeur Sanders, I would have took that shirt, that piece of that shirt, and framed it. For I can always have a memento, a souvenir for that Titans game. I would have did it. If I was Shedeur, I would have framed that sapsucker and have it on my wall as a rookie, my very first rookie. I have that. PM Steffon says, is he that old? Is he that old? Oh yeah. And you know why? Hey, guess what, Vestas and viewers? Hey, guess what? It's another reason. God, thank you. It just hit me. And guess what? It's probably another reason they say, okay, guess what, Stefon Diggs, we're going to cut ties with you. Remember when 420 in the last live was brought up that they possibly going to focus on wide receivers too? And I said, yeah, they need to focus on the O-line first and then the wide receivers. And remember I made the comment, well, the reason why they need to focus on the O-line, especially the left tackles, because those are very unique. And I said that the wide receivers I've seen, there are a lot of wide receivers and they come dime in a dozen. Maybe this is also why they released Stefon Diggs, is because they saw the talent in the combine. They know if that, okay, I'm going to let Stefon Diggs go. He got some pending litigation issues. He got all this other stuff going on. And he acts, what they said, sassy sometimes. I heard he acts sassy sometimes. And maybe he got overconfident. Hey, if I was an owner standing on business, hey, I'm going to go ahead and cut you because I've seen this wide receiver, that wide receiver, all the wide receivers was good this year. Yeah, they got so many to choose from. That's why they cut Stefon Diggs after the combine. Didn't I tell y'all, investors and viewers, after the combine, after they saw all that talent out on their field, Pickens. I'm trying to tell you. And the bogus wristband. Yes. He's 32 and had a baby with Carter B. Man, I guess what? I think he got 2 more babies on the year. That 20 million, once those lawyers get once those lawyers get done with him to try to set up this case, he ain't gonna have no money left. And I hope he's been saving his money. Oh, and this is what I want to tell y'all, investors, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Remember when I brought up about Debo and Joe, what they had said last week, but I never brought it up because I was discussing the combine. Well, this is what Debo and Joe had said. They said it's not if, but it's when. What's going on behind the scenes regarding the NFL and the NFLPA? There's some rumblings behind the scenes. And based off what they know, and I'm going to let them be the experts, they said the NFL will probably, what happened? Like they called it a shutdown or a lockdown or a lockout. They saying the NFL behind the scenes is probably going to wind up shutting down again, a lockout, or whatever word that was. You remember it was a few years ago where they had issues with the collective bargaining agreement. Remember I told y'all about the collective bargaining agreement, and I can't believe that it was agreed upon. Some of the stuff that was in there, especially it was nothing really regarding sanitation. But they said that an NFL lockout or shutdown is pending, not if, but when. So Vestas, woo, Vestas. That's what they said. That's what they said. I don't know. Hey, Grim Creeper, this is my first time seeing you in here. Welcome back, young man. I hope you're a man or maybe you're a young lady. I don't know, but welcome back. I haven't seen you. Nice seeing you again. But yeah, they said the NFL shutdown or lockdown is pending. A lockout is pending. And I know one thing they need to definitely work on is that pay, because those collegiate players are making a whole lot more than these NFL players. So there it is. About damn time to do. Well, Peter, that clip from Debo and Joe, they said that the NFLPA is a joke. What am I talking about? I wish I would have clipped that clip. They basically had said that, so Debo and Joe, remember I wanted to be the president, but I misspoke. I did misspoke. He wants to be the executive president. I think that's what he called it, an executive there on the board. And I think that voting cycle is coming up pretty soon. But he says he wants to be on the executive board to actually make a difference and speak to the players. So I had the notion that the representatives for each team, they take what's proposed or what's being proposed, take it back to the team and get yay or nay about it, and then take it back to the NFLPA. And that way, Debo and Joe had said, whoever the representative is for that team, they are able to answer yay or nay on a particular petition and let it move forward. They say they don't even have to take it back to the team. That's how much power the representative from each team that goes to the NFLPA or has been appointed an NFLPA representative. That's how much power they have. They said that, and they said the people that's supposed to be representing the teams on the board really don't have nothing invested. So is this why they're paying rookie contracts so low? Especially, I would say even if you don't make it in the first round, there's a huge difference between the first round pay and second round pay, third round pay, fourth round pay. Remember I said Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, their pay grade, even though they were 2 rounds separated, is only about $1.5 million, probably $1.5 million less or more. I said, who agreed upon this in the NFLPA? So this pay need to be addressed. You know why I say this? And if anything does cause the NFL to shut down or lock out again, it's going to be about pay. It's going to be about pay. The collegiate world, those NIL deals, woo! The NFL got to do something. And these players are looking at that. These players are looking at that. And the NFL is also looking at that because a lot of players return to college because of the play. So maybe the fight is going to be easy because the NFL is looking at that also. They didn't get as much participants they wanted to. A lot of people didn't accept the invite. So maybe the NFL is going to say, hey, yeah, we do need to increase the pay. But with that cap, I need to look and see what last year cap was. Yes. So Peter, Joe Patino, I did a video about that. I think it was in October. No, that was in December. Joe Patino, I focused on his name, and y'all, I'm finna shock you. I focused on his name when I looked up the NFLPA. He was a co-chair. He was co-chair, co-representative. I didn't know who Shelly Harris was. I didn't know that the 4 players across for the Cleveland Browns was all active players. I thought of Shelly Harris at the time was maybe a woman that worked in the office. Shelly Harris, even now, is the representative for the Cleveland Browns. When I put the name together, I said, oh, that's the Shelly Harris. I said, well, I'll be dang. Yeah, so all of these are players. Joe Patino is just secondary. Exactly. NFL is about to reap what they sowed. Yep. 420 the whole truth. What did 420? Tyreek. Ooh, Tyreek Hill is also 32. I didn't know he was that old. Ravens on top. MJ Books too. Are you new over here? Ma'am or sir, here you go. Hey, guess what? I love it when y'all come in here. And even if you're not subscribed, I love it when y'all come in here, just pop in here and say some stuff. Let me tell you one thing. Ravens may be on top, but guess what? The Cleveland Browns is the new Ravens. We got your head coach. We got your OC. Then we get your DC. We also got your pass rushing coach. We got everything from the Baltimore Ravens. So are you really on top? Because from what I heard today, and I didn't read the article, look at the podcast video, but what I heard on top, there's some issues going on with Lamar Jackson contracts. So MJ Books too. You need to go ahead and contact Baltimore and find out exactly what's going on, because the days of y'all winning the way that y'all used to win, I think, is over. Ravens winning next year. I want to see it. Hey, and thank you for subscribing, but I want to see it. I would love to see it. And guess what? Since we are in the same division, the AFC North, we're going to play the Ravens twice. So that means that Shedeur Sanders is going to go against Lamar Jackson if he's still there. And is Derrick Henry still there? Derrick Henry still may be there. But we're willing to see that MJ Books. We willing to see that. But y'all got some issues in Baltimore because we got your Todd Monken, we got your George Warhawk, we got your Tyler, what's his name? Rosenberg. I probably messed up the first name, but hey, you got my nose itching. I feel success for Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns in 2026. Come on, Baltimore Ravens. Hey, now I will say, Mike, MJ Books too, when you go talk to whoever your new head coach is, because John Harbaugh is gone, make sure you tell them that the Cleveland Browns fans and the Cleveland Browns organization and Shedeur Sanders, we definitely want LaJohntay Wester, because once Shedeur Sanders and LaJohntay Wester meet back up in that Cleveland Brown uniform, we're going to show you exactly how to utilize LaJohntay Wester. That's a diamond in the rough. And if we could get our hands on that draft pick, because look, let me put it out there. The Baltimore Ravens did get LaJohntay Wester. All talent, and that raw pen is on the dollar. So if y'all got him, you better keep him. Because if I was Shedeur Sanders, I'll be like Andrew Berry. Maybe not this year, but next year, Andrew Berry. I want that Wester over here. I need LaJohntay Wester over here. and we can utilize him in that slot, and we can utilize him in the plays. And before you know it, LeJounte Wester is down that field. Come on now. Let's see here. The NFL about to reap what they sow. The NFL is a dinosaur league. Is about time. Yep. Thank you, MJ Books. I was Shadak. Yes. Yeah. He's making more like someone said in the last live. He's making more in endorsement, but that money is supposed to be sitting and growing because he's supposed to been getting his first round money. Come on, 112. What you mean 1K? What's 1K, Donna? The kicker gotta go. Y'all leave that rookie alone. Leave that rookie alone. They said that's why John Harbaugh got fired because of that kicker. He missed that field goal. Y'all get that, and y'all booed him. Y'all was talking about y'all rookie so bad. Well, I can't talk about Baltimore because the way that the Cleveland media ate up Shedeur Sanders and those fans, I really can't say nothing about it. I can't say nothing about it. But Cat Williams said, don't you know we can't see oh my Lamar ain't going nowhere. Okay, we shall say I want him to stay. I want to see Lamar Jackson, Shedeur Sanders go at it. I really do. Brown ain't no money. They gonna Brown ain't going no more. They shine down left. Oh, I like that. Okay, I like a challenge. We shall see. Hey, guess what? Everybody's still talking about the Cleveland Browns, even at the combine. Shedeur Sanders was not even at the combine this year, and they still was talking about Shedeur Sanders and what the Cleveland Browns need to get one of these quarterbacks. We shall see. Interesting enough, Harbaugh went to the New York Giants. We already talked about that, Faith. All right. Oh yeah. Hopefully, Donna. I think last time I checked, I needed about 43 more. So we shall see. We go get there. We definitely go get there. Before the draft or after the draft, definitely at the season. But guess what? I'm just loving the investors and viewers I have now, because y'all, I love y'all. I really do. Yeah, right now I'm still stuck at 957. We good though. We good. LeJounte Wester, Shedeur Sanders. Yes, we'll be perfect. Oh yeah. In due time, when God says it will be, it will be. But in due time. But yeah, we need LeJounte Wester. He went back to Colorado. I saw him now. If y'all are still following in any of the Colorado Buffalo players, LeJounte Wester went back to Colorado. I'm gonna say last week or this week, maybe last week. And now he's putting videos out on his YouTube channel. So if you don't know it, LeJounte Wester also has his own channel, and he went out there and he was bringing that big brother knowledge, and he basically had told Juju Lewis, hey, you getting paid too. You need to learn your wide receivers. You need to learn their body language. Nobody's gonna hold your hand. You getting paid too. Learn your wide. NFL thinks. It is what it is. And that's it, Vesters. And that's it. That's it, Vesters. Let's see him. 100%. So, Vesters, there it is. I wanted to give you all of my, and y'all know it's gonna be some more stuff. It's gonna be some more stuff come out this week here. But Vesters, I'm not gonna thank you. If you want to put some more chats out there, I'll stay here a little bit longer. But I don't want to keep it sour a bit. Y'all always get me in a 1 hour and 47 minutes. But I have no complaints. But some good information. Some good information coming out. We're seeing how the NFL is, how they operate in off season. Okay. And we shall see. But Stefon Diggs is gone. Stefon Diggs is gone. I bet now he regrets how he played in the Super Bowl. Turn to the NFL, if Stefon Diggs does not return to the NFL, he's going to regret how he played in that Super Bowl. Oh, you're welcome, Donna C. You're welcome, Donna C. Faith, right, yeah. He's going to regret all that. But we shall see. Now there's more news coming out. We shall see. But I'm still looking for Tyler Linderbaum. That headline to come out. That'll probably come out next week. I'm just looking. I'm looking for Shilo Sanders. Definitely look. The falling in the snow and hurting his leg. Shilo Sanders pulled it again. If this is right, Shilo Sanders' last video was 8 days ago. I think somebody called Shilo Sanders pulled his tail and say, hey, you finna get that undrafted free agents. We need you working out again. If the last video from Shilo Sanders was 8 days ago. Y'all remember I did that video? I'm like, where's Shilo Sanders? And he disappeared 30 minutes before I went on live, or an hour before I went on live. Shilo Sanders had dropped the video. Because I went out to his Twitter page. I said, hey, Shiloh's X page. I said, Shilo Sanders, I hope you are somewhere getting your run time up for the 40. 30 seconds later, Shilo Sanders dropped the video about the snow thing, right? And Shilo Sanders went black again. Why he playing with the aunties and uncles like that? Shilo Sanders getting ready, y'all. Shilo Sanders is getting ready. I told you, everybody has to tighten up now. Hey, distractions for him to. It was too many distractions for him to focus. Oh, he was snow sledding. Yeah. I believe he is working out. Yes, Faith. Yes, Faith. Hopefully this time next week, which is Wednesday, March the 11th, we're gonna get that news regarding Shilo Sanders. Because once again, Shilo Sanders, and he did it smooth this time. I thought he was still putting out content. The last time we saw him, he in Miami getting his hair braided by a lady named Tony. I told you everybody needed continue to drop videos, and I really haven't been paying attention, especially with the combine. But Shilo Sanders, he's somewhere working. He's somewhere working out. Go ahead, Shilo Sanders. Go ahead, Shilo Sanders. Come on, Shilo Sanders. Come on, Shilo Sanders. We're praying for you, young man. And based off them players I went over that's undrafted free agent, Shilo Sanders definitely needs an opportunity, investors and viewers. Here you go. Linderbaum is going to the Giants. We did talk about that cap, and they are already over 19 to 25 million. However, the source had stated they actually can make room for the bringing these elite players if Deshaun Watson and Denzel Ward restructure their contract the same way that Jerry Jones is working with Dak Prescott, hint, Dak Prescott, CB Lamb, and they call out another player. They're willing to these players come in because Jeudy is seriously trying to be a contender this year for the Super Bowl. So if Denzel Ward and if especially Deshaun Watson, like I said, if I was Denzel Ward, I'd give him 30 back and keep 50. And hey, you work off of that because this is a business. But if the Cleveland Browns get the right players in on that O-line, oh, hold on, y'all. I definitely want y'all to read. I definitely want to bring this up. Matter of fact, hold on. I want to drop this here for anybody that comes in this room and forget who we are supporting. I want everybody to know who we support over here. Y'all give me 1 second, because I want to drop this. Vestas, to tell you that our work is not going in vain. Our support for Shedeur Sanders is not going in vain. Here we go. We have this young man and any young man that needs our attention. Let me go ahead and bring our nephew up to the stage. Look at this here regarding Shedeur Sanders. I'm about to bring it up on my screen because it's small. This young man, for those who lied about Shedeur Sanders not being good in the pocket, he faced pressure, a wild 46% of drops, sacking in the NFL in 2025. Despite this and the O-line chaos, his pressure sack rate was 11.5, top 5 in the NFL. As a veteran or a rookie, top 5. And that's why Todd Monken recently lauded him for his pocket work and called him an elite playmaker. So imagine once we get this O-line and this tight end, what Shedeur Sanders stats and what the Cleveland Browns and how they're going to benefit all those players if they go ahead and give up some of that little bit of money and we go ahead and make it this year and we go ahead and make it out to the playoffs and let them go ahead and mess around and let Shedeur Sanders get the Cleveland Browns to that Super Bowl. Ooh, nasty. And like I spoke, but I corrected myself. I thought the next Super Bowl was going to be in Atlanta, but no. The Super Bowl 2028 is going to be in Atlanta. And if Kevin Stefanski is there, even if we miss the playoff Super Bowl run this year, if we go ahead and get some pieces right this year and we make it to the Super Bowl in 2028, I'm here for investors. I'm here for investors and viewers. I'm here for it, okay? Our nephew Shedeur Sanders. Yes. Win 12. Yes. Oh, I didn't know I could do this. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know about this feature here. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. But now I know, Vestas. Now I can highlight y'all on the screen. Blame my heart and lack of knowledge. This is my first time. But going forth, I definitely will be highlighting. Your comments. I'm so sorry, Vestas and viewers. Blame my heart and not my head. But welcome to my first live using StreamYard. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Vestas and viewers. Thank you, Vestas and viewers, for all the love and support. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and give you your shine. Because this has been an awesome show. And I really like everybody that has engaged and put their comments out there. Even MJ Books too. Now I know who to be watching. Hey, don't y'all see that? What's his name? What is his name? He don't even pop up over here no more. What was his name that always popped up over here? Started mess. Y'all know about? Oh gosh, motivation, dedication 98. I ain't seen him in a while. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you so much. It has been a wonderful show. I like that with the Cat Williams comment. Go ahead. Yeah. $4 million only. Debo and Joe, I believe them. It's going to be don't get that paid right. The collective bargaining agreement has to get it right this year. If not, the NFL, the only players I think they get are the ones that have to come out of the collegiate world and have to either go home or come to the NFL. But players that have an opportunity to stay back in college, they're going to continue to do that. The NFL going down like the Titanic. About damn time. We shall see. We shall see, Peter. Grim Creeper. Faith. Yeah, that wristband. I forgot about that wristband. And Shedeur Sanders, I'm pretty sure he should case that shirt. Shedeur asks Garrett, how can he duck a tackle? Well, with them edges coming out of college this year, especially if the Bengals get the one they want, already interviewed David Bailey, Shedeur Sanders is gonna have to get gone. Get gone. He's got to get a little faster. David Bailey ran a 4.51. 4.51. Wow, Vestas, y'all have really showed out today. That supercomputer. The supercomputer. That's right, Shedeur. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna leave it right here. Shedeur Sanders was forged in the fire. There's nothing to say, Vestas and viewers. Shedeur Sanders was forged in the fire. Ooh, I like that. Shedeur Sanders was forged in the fire. Where he at? This young man right here. Shedeur Sanders was forged in the fire. Investors and viewers, because Shedeur Sanders was forged in the fire. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. All investors and viewers, stay blessed. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Let me go ahead and put this up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.
You as a Cleveland Brown fan or a owner or the GM and he ain't had a snap and he your too, y'all need to fire your head coach now. I'm talking about this a team.
Come on, bro.
Who already got his back? Stefanski. Huh? It's a team. The locker room already got his back.